Nick, welcome to London Real in Dubai.
I'm so glad to be here, brother. Thanks for having me.
It's really my pleasure, man. And I can't wait to dive into this and really go deep on your story, who you are, and again, your future, part of which is in this beautiful city of Dubai. You once said, a man with no legs and one arm statistically shouldn't be happier than people with a full body, yet here we are. And you said that they deserve more love, fulfillment, purpose, and guidance if they are open to it. And I'm reminded of an event I went to a couple weeks ago that was invite only, very private, some very high level people there, members of the royal family, where you spoke. And it was really interesting. You know, I didn't know what to expect. I've been super fortunate to share the room with some really powerful speakers, but I found it really interesting from a few reasons. First of all, the way you communicated and the way that people walked away with like actionable information. And then also how you're really a metaphor to remind people to maybe think about their life differently. And I think a lot of people walked out of there thinking to themselves, man, maybe I should think differently about my life. And it was really powerful, man. So you developed this kind of amazing skill.
Yeah, thank you for that. Yeah, the truth is I'll come out right out of the gates of most of my success came from not wanting to feel inadequate. You know, my whole life I was always doubted, and my whole life, you know, maybe pick last, or they didn't expect me to do these things. I mean, from the moment I was born, they already put limitations on me that I couldn't feed myself, dress myself. And it's interesting, when I got into business, not directly but indirectly, I would hear things like, he only gets stages because he's disabled. Or he dropped out of college, he doesn't have any business experience. Why would we listen to a kid in his 20s? He's not tactical enough, it's just motivation. And so that stung, but I transmuted it, right, as an alchemist. I transmuted that energy, and I was like, okay, if I'm not tactical enough, I'm going to do everything in my power to learn all these tools and all these healing modalities and psychology and neuroscience. So I'm so tactical where I cannot be denied. And so what you've seen at that event that I put on was 8 years of digging the well of knowledge, and then equipping other people with those pieces of knowledge. The way that I teach, the way that it's active, the way that they're getting engaged. I don't care what your net worth is, who you are, like, we're gonna play. This is my playground, we're gonna play. And I just believe that all of us are one piece of information or one sentence or one new belief away from a whole different life, because that's what changed my life. I got into the room and I heard someone say something, and once I heard it, I can never unhear it. And so I just want to be that for other people. And I've also realized that I've been uniquely designed in a unique vessel to pierce through the common word.
How do you get out of a rat race? How do you create wealth not only for yourself, but also for the generations to come after?
I am absolutely amazed with the quality of companies that we're getting exposure to.
We go on to Zoom calls with the innovators and the folks who are building new applications in metaverse, blockchain, artificial intelligence, decentralized finance.
What's going on, everybody? Thumbs up if you can see me.
We are focusing on early stage investment.
And the quality of people that we're getting exposure to, whether it be Dan Tapiero with 1RT, Jason Ma from Open, Yatsu from Animoca.
It's been a phenomenal experience thus far. It has far exceeded my expectations.
We are focusing on cutting edge technologies.
I view it now as the best investment I've ever made. The upside, I view, is unlimited.
And as a retail investor, I would never get this exposure anywhere else outside of Investment Club.
See you in the Investment Club.
You were talking in the beginning of that kind of speech you gave, and you said something like, if people hear something, they remember 10%. If they write it down, they remember 30%. And if they say something, they remember like 70%. Something like that, I don't know.
Yeah, great memory. And so we talk about this with communicators and the best communicators in the world. There's a learning style of passive learning, and then there's a learning style of active learning. And school, no offense to school, but most schools are very passive learning, meaning the teacher is speaking at you, right? And it's boring, you don't really retain much, but neuroscience shows that if you physically write things down, you can retain more information. But if you want to retain the most information, you got to keep your body in what we call a learning state. And a learning state is where I have you wave at me, say yes, talk to your neighbor, shout out, and not to be motivational. It's just that let's make this fun and enjoyable as we learn, and let's make it interactive. And so what you'll notice is 95% of communicators in the world don't teach like that.
I know.
And so you've probably never even seen anything like it. And so when I teach that way, not only does it make people retain it, but it's a total different experience. And when you truly understand communication, people won't always remember what you said, but they'll always remember how you made them feel. And if I can make you feel something, if I can make you think away and feel something, you'll always remember me.
And that's what happened. And you brought that guy up to talk as well, which helpful. And I was scanning the room when you were talking, and almost everybody was glued to you, you know? Yes. And again, you were asking hard questions. You were asking people to admit things that maybe were hard to admit about the way they look at themselves and the way they feel. And people were raising hands. And again, this is a high level group of people.
Very high level.
And they know other people are watching them. So it's hard to get someone, you know, a billionaire to raise his hand and say, I feel inadequate, you know? But that's kind of what you were doing.
Of course, right? And my team was scared about that.
Yeah.
They literally were like, hey, Nick, don't scare these people. And I was thinking about it for a very long time of like, what am I going to say and how am I going to display myself? Because this was like a showcase of who Nick was. And at the end of the day, I was like, I can't go surface level, I can only go deep. And so what I did, if you noticed, and for those that are listening, for those that want to influence, improve your communication, influence, persuasion, whatever you want to call it, is I led from the front. And what I mean by that is I started off the seminar with a really vulnerable story of myself, so they know that Nick is just like me, and he creates a safe container where I can maybe be a little bit vulnerable. But these are skills called pre-frames. Have you heard of a pre-frame?
I have.
Right?
Yeah.
So a pre-frame is me setting the frame before we go into the experience, so you have the best experience. And so I said things like, you know, if I'm going to give you all of me, you got to give me all of you. Is that okay? Say yes. Boom, psychological buy-in, right? This is a room full of highly intelligent individuals, and we're always looking for the small shifts. How many of you in here are open to a small shift that can change your life? Yes. Okay, psychological buy-in. So I'm getting your buy-in before I take you through the experience, because once I give you the experience, you're like, I already told them I was going to go all in.
Yeah.
I can't lie to myself.
Yeah.
So it's all methodically designed to make sure that they get the best experience. And the biggest belief that I want people to adopt and understand is that what you said in the intro, it's not the mechanics or it's not the body, it's always the psychology that is holding you back. And even if you have mechanics, when you upgrade your psychology, you look at the mechanics differently as well. So if I can get the crowd and even ballers to be bought in and understand that it's the psychology, they'll then be ready to receive the blessings that I have for them.
Hey, I know investing in crypto is scary. It takes a real leap of faith because there are so many scams, rug pulls, and bad actors out there. It's a dangerous business, which is why 95% of people lose all their money. Well, that's why I created the London Real Investment Club, so you can access the hottest deals on the planet and use the crypto bull market to create the generational wealth that you deserve. Join my team of over 100 people from around the world that are making millions of dollars behind the scenes investing in blockchain, AI, Web3 games, DeFi, Bitcoin, and more. Don't miss out. Click the link below to book a call with one of my team now. But hurry, this bull market will end soon.
I know investing in crypto can be scary. That's why you gotta join the investment club. Pull the trigger. Let's do this.